Today's class, I borrowed a title from a man named Ken Wilber, who is a social theorist and dude for enlightenment. He's an enlightenment dude, and I think he'd appreciate that title. And he wrote a book called Grace and Grit, which is a very, it's a challenging book about his wife's struggle with cancer, but also her amazing expansion in that challenging experience. Perhaps even her enlightenment in that challenging experience. And the name of the book is Grace and Grit. And I thought, I'd like to introduce a class with some challenging poses, but to be able to move through the experience of the class from a point of ease, from a point of dropping into the support that is there, that is all around you, that is in you, that is in this room. Let it get gritty when it gets gritty, because it does. But also keep softening. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and let yourself feel, with your next few breaths, the amazing expansion of your inner body. So the body is mostly space. And as we preference the space in the body, the contraction or the conflict becomes less as we allow our awareness to discover actually how much space there is inside. Notice with your eyes closed just where you are positioning yourself in vertical space. So if you are leaning forward, or if you could rest back into the support of your spine. If your hands are in a position that is making your body anxious, or if you could slide your elbows back so they rest underneath your shoulders. And even soften the features of your face. So we set in the body already the expanse and ease that we will approach the various postures with. Please bring your hands together at your heart. The palms touching completes, unifies a circuit that your heart is the hub of, and the lungs span out and continue energetically through the tendrils of your arms. So just for a moment, feel that resonance between your hands and your heart, and the width and breadth of the lungs as they animate the upper chest. And softly listening and sounding easefully 3 ohms. Deep breath. Please bow your head to this amazing body, which has both ease and courage available. Release your hands. Lift your chin. Softly open your eyes and come onto your hands and your knees. Establish your hands strong, so that your hands are like suction cups that connect to the earth, using the anchors of the pads of the fingers to connect. Even energetically do this with your hands on the floor. Just lift up the heels of your hands ever so slightly. So there's about a 1/2 inch lift. So you're emphasizing the ridge of the knuckles and the length of the finger. See if you can keep that position in your hands as you lift your knees and push back to downward dog. So the tendency will be to preference the heel of the hand, and then that can give wrist pain. So there's so much lift in the underside of your arms, continuing into the armpits. You can put the heels of your hands back down, but keep that lightness. But keep that lightness and reassertion to the front of your hands. And just for a moment, as some of you are already intuitively doing, bend your knees one at a time. You can wake up your hips, just bending a knee, bending another knee, feeling the swivel of the hips, feeling how bones play against each other, how a femur bone slides in a hip socket, how an arm bone slides in an arm socket, and that slidey moving action. You have permission to be fluid in this moment. The slidey action of the bone slipping in a socket activates synovial fluid. Inhale, look up to your hands. Lift your heels. Take your hands a little bit wider. Step or jump forward, Uttanasana. Set your feet parallel, whether they're together or apart. If you need more stability, take your feet wider. If you're slightly more advanced, you can bring your feet together. Inhale, look forward and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Take your foot a little bit closer. There you go. And then try to keep your knees as wide as your ankles. Again, inhale, look forward. Plug your hands into something. Exhale, fold. So if you're tighter, you can bring them to the shins or to blocks. One more time. Inhale, look forward so that the lower body has access to the upper body. Exhale, fold. The lower body and the upper body each connecting to something. Push down through your feet. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Hands to your heart. Close your eyes for a moment and please with your mind's eye, examine your feet. So how we're connecting into the earth is creating the pattern that's going to replicate through our whole body. Some of you, your feet are unplugging as you lift your arms up, like the toes or the inside edges of the feet, and you're losing possibility. Inhale, stretch your arms straight up. Stay full in the back, soften your fingers. Exhale, fold forward, touch floor. Inhale, extend forward through the upper palate. Exhale, please step your left foot to the back of your mat, straight leg lunge. So if it is challenging for you to reach the floor in any pose, I recommend that you grab blocks to help you. Inhale, reach your arms up, crescent. So in the first few postures, in order to facilitate this ease and grace that I'm speaking of, I'm going to keep languaging for you to shift your awareness into the back of your face, so soften this, the back of your head, the back of your heart, the back of your kidneys. Bring your hands to your heart, steady in the back leg, twist left elbow, right knee. See if you can do it from your left lung and the left kidney. Let your upper palate now extend towards the front of the room and your tail backward. So I keep languaging a middle line that is intrinsic and sweet and snake-like, that's in the middle. If you can, go second stage, left hand to the floor, right arm up. And if it's not available, your choice then is to broaden your collarbones right to left. Inhale, untwist, hands to the floor. Please step your right foot back, downward dog. Beautiful. Use your exhales to facilitate more space. So when you find if your body becomes contracted around a challenge, soften your eyes, deepen your exhale. Please step your left foot forward and come onto the ball of your right foot. Get heavy. So use earth as your support system. Inhale, arms up. So bring your right hand to the back of your head and just let your head rest back, like you're resting in the most comfortable headrest. And then let your back body also expand backwards and stretch your right arm back up again. So we have a tendency to pop forward only to the front of our body, and that makes things a lot more effortful. Your hands to your heart. Steady in your back leg, twist, right elbow, left knee. If it's more challenging, you can always bring your back knee to the floor. We're just going to slowly coax the body into more interesting vocabularies. Good, everyone lengthen now the upper palate forward and the tail backward. So think the very center dial of your body is extending front to back. Inhale, untwist. Hands to the floor, step your left foot back, downward dog. Please go ahead and lift your right leg straight up to the ceiling. As you do, stay steady on both arms. You can open the foot out, so turn your toes towards the ceiling, ensuring that your foot is active. So your energy, your capacity goes all the way from your hands to your foot. In or out to rotate the leg, bend your right knee, and then push your right foot over to the left. If I stand beside you, that means push into me. Push into me. So your energy from your right kidney goes strongly all the way to your right foot. Right? Inhale, untwist, and lift your left leg up. So you're efficiently opening up the sides of your body, the doors and the windows of your torso. You can externally rotate the left leg, so the toes are facing up, and then bend the knee and work your left leg over to the right. As you do, see how light you can get even on your right hand. So you're not dumping ever. You're playing with the lightness of your body. And let your left leg come down to meet your right. Inhale, look up to your hands, focusing your weight on the pads of the fingers and the knuckle ridge. Exhale, step or float. Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward. Steady your feet on the ground. Exhale, fold. Push down through your feet. Inhale, reach your arms all the way to the sky. Lengthen tail. Hands to your heart. Ground. Ground into the back. Back of your head, back of your heart. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Take these choreographed moments to repose. Exhale, fold forward. It's a constant reset. Inhale, upper palate extends, eyes follow. Exhale, please step back to plank. If you orient yourself to the back of your body rather than the floor, so close your eyes, because your eyes get fierce on the floor, then your body's on the floor before your body's on the floor. So feel as if there were a magnet on the ceiling in lower chaturanga. No jaw tension is required in this scenario. Inhale, curl over the tops of your feet on the first cobra, easy. So just let yourself for a moment look here. Soften your inner body towards the T shape of the collarbones and the sternum, and then lift up. Curl your toes, lift from the back body, downward dog. As if the hand of grace were just pulling you up, plucking you up like an ornament. Inhale, look up to your hands, lifting heels, step or jump forward. Reset your feet immediately. Look forward. Exhale, fold. You're super efficient at resetting your feet. Keep your hands active. Inhale, stretch your arms all the way up. Power down tail so you can get higher in your upper palate. Hands to your heart. Inhale, stretch up. So rather than your eyebrows doing the lift, let the inside do the lift. Exhale, fold. Trust me, I'd be super tall if I could get as high as my eyebrows wanted to go. Inhale, extend. Exhale, step back to plank. Let plank be about the bones, the landmarks of your bones moving in opposite directions. So the pelvis to the heels is moving backwards, the upper body's expanding forward. Slow chaturanga. Upper palate leads like a snake. Move, cobra. Like that's the snake. It's the inner body that moves sinuously up. Curl your toes, downward dog. Lori, do more index knuckles. Those ones, yeah. Inhale, look up to your hands. Bend your knees, step or float. Set feet, look forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Stay there, interweave your fingers behind your back. Make the side body nice and long. So the points of the torso, the framework of your torso, the hip joints and the shoulder joints move opposite each other. You're anchoring, empowering your body into the earth from the pelvis down to the heels, but then using the assist of your hands and your shoulder blades lifting towards the ceiling. Everyone now, take your tongue to the roof of your mouth towards the upper palate and then drive the upper palate towards the floor. So what that will look like to my eye is the entirety of your neck, especially even the back of your neck, gets long. Your head's moving like a bowl towards the floor. As you do that, you're lengthening your spine both up and down. Equally power your pelvis down to the earth. Good, shoulders on your back. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Release your hands, stretch up. Energy in the back, back. Exhale, fold forward, touch floor. Inhale, extend upper palate forward. Exhale, step or jump to chaturanga. Inhale, curl through. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Interlace your hands behind your back and then fold forward. So Parsvakonasana with the hands clasped. This way. So have no weight on your right thigh, as convenient of a shelf as it is. Squeeze your lower legs towards each other so they get firm. And then breath by breath, notice this, if the eyes try to drive the pose, the entire situation gets more effortful. So soften the eyes. They can be open, but then keep working to lengthen the upper palate towards the floor, inside of your right foot. One more breath. Split all of the energy right from the core of the pelvis. Take this foot flat, like this. Good. Release your right hand to the outside of the right foot. Take your left arm up and over your left ear. Side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. If that's too deep, you can back up and bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Everyone do this. Please take your left finger to the middle top of your head. The ballerina point is what I call it. Now extend your head into that point. So the right side of your neck gets long. The right shoulder slides away from your right ear. So the neck and the head is also part of the limb system. Extend your left arm now, but don't collapse your head and your neck. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Inhale, step back to plank. Orient yourself to the back, chaturanga. Inhale, roll over the tops of your feet, take your hands a little bit wider. Think the middle of the wrist to the outer shoulder. Exhale, downward dog. Use the pauses to pose and repose, to create more space. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Connect to earth. As you squeeze your legs towards each other, interlace your hands behind your back and fold forward. I like this pose because it's very efficient. Inhale, curl through from the upper palate. Stay with me in this pose. Broaden your shoulders right to left. Nice. Downward dog. Good, Bryce. Each successive breath in downward dog should create more space in your body, more traction in the torso. Your tools for traction are the arm bones and the thigh bones. So as they move, arm bones move forward and the thigh bones move back, you get more space. Inhale, look up to your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees, step or jump forward. Reset your feet, look forward, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Push down through your feet, inhale, stretch your arms all the way to the sky. Orient yourself back. Hands to your heart. Okay, so I want you to do 3 salutations, but this is the job. Each time I want you, as you come to same pose here, put your awareness here and here and here, because it looks completely different when you go. There's no ease in it. So if I say 3, you can still relax into 3. Even if you're going to do the opposite thing later this afternoon or in the rest of your life. Inhale, stretch up. Just keep going towards the back. I'm going to let you do it on your own. 3 sun salutations. Teach yourself to orient yourself to what you cannot see. That's support that lives inside of you. Slow it down. In your down dog, take 3 or 5 breaths. Try to go slower. It's dynamic. It's challenging. You've done it a lot. How do I use my practice and my postures to teach myself to move with grace and ease through my life? The challenges in life are replicated only by the poses. This is where we play out how we practice handling it better. Handling it from a point of ease rather than from a point of stress. It's simply a matter of preferencing. That's it, good. When you are in the back, I'll report to you, it looks like something is moving you. Something bigger than you is moving you when you trust in the back body. And that is the thing that we love in great singers, in great dancers, in great actors, in great people. They are moved by something bigger than themselves. When you've finished your 3, please meet me in the downward facing dog. If you finish 3 and you can't be bothered to wait, you can keep going, doing it. More salutations. Let other people's play inspire you, because they're showing you what is your possibility. You could do the opposite. You can get upset. I'll just say, how's that working for you? Okay, everyone, right foot forward, Pigeon Prep. Squeeze your legs towards each other as you widen your inner thighs, and then fold forward. Use your hands against the floor to help anchor your weight back into your pelvis and your back leg. Breathe. Don't just hang out. You can, but it's not the most effective use of your time. So moment to moment, looking into the shape of your body, how can you enhance the pose? How can you widen the bones in your pelvic structure, right to left, without losing the boundary of your shins? Please walk your hands over to the left. Pause for a moment, don't change anything. So brace your hands against the floor, brace your feet against the floor. Try to widen your inner thighs more. It's a teeny move, but kind of changes everything. Walk your hands more to the left. Pause, breathe into the right side waistline. Walk your hands more to the left. Smile. Not like you're going to kill me. Like honestly. And then if you can, bring your right elbow, some of you shoulder to right foot, stacking hands. If that's too much, elbow to foot or shoulder to foot, you can just keep both hands on the floor and rotate the inner body without leading with the head. So it's the lungs spinning, kidneys spinning, Right lung and liver. Bring your other hand, elbow down, Scott. So right elbow down, left arm up. That makes sense. Notice how the face tends to lead. Have you ever been in your car trying to get somewhere faster than you can and you're trying to get there with your face? I've done that. It's so funny. My face isn't going to get my car there faster. You lean forward thinking your car will get there a minute faster. Lengthen your upper palate towards the front of the room and spin your inner body more to the left. Right on. Inhale, untwist. Place your hands, push back, downward dog. Stretch your right leg up. Stretch your right leg up and then turn it in. So the toes and the right knee face the floor, exactly. Pull your right knee upwards toward your nose so you can lift into your back waistline. Pull your right knee upwards toward your nose so you're lifting into the back body. Now look forward towards your hands and move your right leg in the direction of your right arm. And maybe just let it touch, that's all you're doing. Just seeing if it doesn't get there, hop your left foot forward a few inches, see if you can touch the right knee to the right arm. If not, no big whoop. Breathe. Good, and stretch your right leg straight back. Right foot down, left foot forward. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana prep, Pigeon Prep. The lower legs from the knee to the ankle are establishing the framework of the body. So make sure that your right heel doesn't fall out to the side, whether you're on the top of the foot or curled into the ball of the foot. On this one, because I want you guys to use every second, use your fingertips against the floor and push the floor down and away so that you're tracing the line of your arms. From the fingers, it's sliding towards the scapula, the shoulder blades, and the shoulder blades are sliding in towards the back of your heart. And then keep working to lengthen the inner body. So inside of this fixed position, I can still extend my upper palate like a balloon away from the tail. Notice how even though there may be tension in your hip or a variety of sensations, there's still infinitely more space, which as you allow your mind to preference that rather than the problem, grace ensues. The focus is not on the problem, the focus is on how much amazing space you have. But it's up to you. It's up to your where you direct your awareness. Twist. I'm doing this with you because it's so delicious. Walk your hands over to the right. So notice the reason I'm having you go in stages is because I'm trying to help you coax your body into a different place. Use your left lung and your left kidney to help turn the inner body to the right. And then walk your hands more. Tacking your left hip down as an anchor point. Rotate the inner body, everything above the pelvis, to the right. Walk your hands, unpurse your lips, unknash your teeth. If you can, then bring your left elbow to the bottom of your left foot or your left shoulder to the bottom of the foot. And once I take the position, I lean back into my support. You notice the framework of your rib cage is such that it's suggesting what is a place to lean into. The scoop of your ribs is directed in the way that it wishes you to rest back into. The shape of your skull is directed in such a way that it tells you where to rest back into. Right on, good. Inhale, untwist. Place your hands strong to the floor. Push back, downward dog from your back body. You can in or outer rotate the leg so that you just play. Staying firm in the back foot. Stay firm in the left leg. Now bending the knee, pull the knee towards your nose.
Practice lifting the stems of both legs that go all the way up energetically to your kidneys. So think of your kidneys lifting as the highest point. Look forward towards your hands. See if you can touch your left knee towards the outside of your left arm. You can try that again. Come back, lift into the back body. See if you can touch your left knee towards your left arm. Nice. And please stretch your left leg straight. Lift your hips, lift your hips, lift your hips. And let your left foot come down to meet your right. Right foot forward, back foot flat, triangle pose. Do, do, do. Remember? Pop, chop. Take this foot back a little bit and turn it, yeah, like that. Push through the outside edge of your left foot. So I want you to think of your left hip and the outside edge of your left foot as a strong anchor point. And extend through both sides of your neck. So you're not just, again, leading from your face. You're letting the inner body lead that extension. Look down to the floor and step forward. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Flex your left foot. Flex your left foot. Flex your left foot. Flex your left foot. If the back foot is dead, it's going to make the entire pose significantly more challenging. Everyone, tack your right hip back and your outer right knee back so you make that standing leg more even. Please take your left arm up and over your ear. So right from the core of the pelvis, split the energy. Good T shape. Just got to lift this one higher. That's it. Nice. Gracefully, bend standing leg, step all the way back to triangle pose. So slow, steady. Ish. Please bring your left arm up and over your left ear. Nice. And you know what? You can do that action without lifting the toes. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Step your right foot back, downward dog. Roll over, left hand, outside edge of your left foot, Vashisthasana. If you need to modify, try to see if you can modify the other way. So keep that leg straight and this foot. Bring your right foot to the floor in front of your left knee, so it's a little bit more active. Lift your hips. So you can bring this foot here. This foot here. No, foot, yeah. Lift your hips. Lift your hips. Take your right arm up and over your ear. That's it. Nice. Good, and release. Downward dog. You're not static. You're recalibrating. This infinite intelligence that is your mind body recalibrates in every possible moment. Left foot forward, Trikonasana. If you need to use a block, have your other left foot forward. Everyone do my ballet thing. Oh, Bryce, you did it before I said what it was. That's so cool. So the middle of you. You noticed if you look at any ornament, they don't hang the string on the side. Normally it's right through the middle, so it will hang straight. You're the same. So keep extending through that vertical line. That's it, nice. Then step forward, please, half moon. The moment the right foot comes off the floor, it's engaged, it's present and active, so that you could potentially go anywhere from here. And the challenge, you could go potentially anywhere from here. Please take your right arm up and over your ear. Yeah, so your back foot I was just about to tell you it needs more engagement, and that's why it didn't support you. Keep your right arm parallel to the floor. So you don't have to move the position of your right arm and step back to triangle pose. Don't move the position of your right arm. It does not have to go up towards the ceiling. I love new information in my spaceship called myself. Inhale, untwist, hands to the floor. Roll over, right hand, outside edge of your right foot, Vashisthasana. Side arm balance. So look up here. If you're modifying, please bring your left foot to the floor in front. I know there's other variations, but I would love it if you would try this one. Left foot to the floor in front of your right knee. So I can see that your shoulder's learning. The collarbone, the arm bone, and the scapula. Take your left arm up and over your ear. That's teaching you to split energy from the core of your pelvis. Nothing collapses. You can't afford it. Nice. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Push back, downward dog. That was cute. Step your right foot forward, back foot flat. Walk your hands slightly, not as much as you did at the beginning, to the left. And keeping your left hand either on fingertips or hand flat to the floor. Take your right hand to the back of your right calf muscle. So you're teaching yourself, so it's going to go inside of the leg, meaning towards the midline. Push, encourage with your shoulder and hand, your whole right foot forward, but then resist and lift your left thigh away from the floor. Almost like a wishbone, which sounds really good if you say it in a southern accent. A wishbone. Okay, please spin onto the ball of your left foot now. Spin onto the ball of your left foot. So in other words, lift your left heel. Lift your back heel. You're here. Now please place your right hand to the floor. Now what? See if you can lift your right leg off the floor. That's all I'm asking. Just see if you can, through a spiral action, lift your right foot off the floor. If you can do that, then I want you not to go further. Don't go into chaturanga. Just extend upper palate forward and tail back. So you're here, and you're here. And if you smile, it makes the world smile with you. Good, and come on back. Downward dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Coaxing the body slowly. Push your left hand to the inside and back of your left calf muscle. Use your right hand against the floor. So we're asking our body to open diamond shape. In the first few breaths, keep the back foot on the floor as a brace so that you have the entire axis of your back leg to assist you. This is about a play of opposites. And we're just taking a few breaths. Each breath, I want you to bend deeper through the whole of your left leg and keep resisting through the back leg. Now you can spin on the ball of your right foot. Take your left hand to the floor. Back leg starts. The back leg starts as high as your right kidney. Now start to lift your left leg through rotating your inner left thigh. Don't go to the chaturanga yet, because as soon as we do that, we lose the shoulders. I'm interested that you keep the power of the shoulders and work to extend your legs straight. Smile for kicks. All right, good. Push back, downward dog. If you knock over a metal water bottle, it's extra credit. Right foot forward, come onto your left knee. So here, runner stretch. Dial your thighs back and apart as you widen the core of the pelvis and look forward. Exhale, fold. If you need to, if it's hard for your hands to reach the floor, use blocks on either side of your hips. So here's what I was looking for in that last experience, which didn't ultimately get you into something that we call a finished pose. How did you handle it? It's awkward, I know.
It's uncomfortable, I know. It's not something they taught you in PE, I know. Please look at the muscles above your kneecap and see that the entire circumference of your leg is employed to help facilitate the opening. So I'm looking at your feet. Are they active? Wake up. Flex it like that. Now, as you can, slide your right leg forward. How close you get to the floor is completely irrelevant. Is where you are. Can you now put yourself into the back of your body? Back of your head, back of your heart. Scott, use your blocks. Again, I reference Rusty Wells, the rectangles of hope. It's the power in mantra. They're not blocks, they're rectangles of hope. Upper palate lifts. Widen your inner thighs. Skip your tail. And then extend from the back leg. Like you're sliding into warm water. All right, push back to downward dog. And you can snake your leg around your body and stretch it up and cross. Just letting that femur bone move sweetly inside of the hip socket. Take your left foot forward and come onto your right knee. If you need to pad the knee, you can fold the mat. Know that your body is taking the cues from the entire web work that is your body. So if your face finds itself in a position that suggests pain or discomfort or upset, the whole of your body will grip because it's saying, oh, she's in pain or discomfort or upset. Which is not really the point of entry you wish to participate in your yoga practice with. I've noticed over the years that some people, their yoga practice is stressing them out. Isn't that funny? She says to them in Hanuman, you're really funny. Start to slide your left leg forward. If it's already slid forward, I wasn't talking to you. You can equally slide your back leg back. So the body loves to move in both directions. It has an awareness of both directions. If you're down and your body's like, what? It's no big whoop. Then work to square your hips more. So pull your right hip forward more and your left hip back more. And one or two of you can lift your hands away from the ground, resting your head back and leaning back. If you're not doing that, you're not looking around to see who's doing that and shooting them daggers. I know the temptation is huge. Who's doing that? It's completely irrelevant. Everyone rest back. Last 2 breaths, I promise. Whoa, that got you in the back body. Oh, good. 2 breaths from back. And then place your hands, push yourself back to downward dog, stretch your left leg to the sky. You can snake the leg around the front. So I like to cross it, open it, so that I'm just rotating the femur bone in the hip socket for looseness. Let your left leg come down to meet your right. Come onto your knees. Take child's pose. Feet together, knees apart. Not for
like 3 days just for a quick reset. You can tell some people settle in for a long winter's child's pose. It's like how they can put turtles apparently in a box. That's how they hibernate. You just put them in a box on the shelf. You only know that if you have friends in preschool or friends with kids in preschool or kids in preschool. Okay, please sit up and look up here. So just moving into Kunanyasana. Not that maybe you've done it before, maybe you haven't. We'll go at this a few ways, but just see if, as we were practicing before, you can travel forward here. That's step one. How do I just get, without too much efforting, this leg to land on this arm? And then second is here. And then here. You may not even get the back leg up. If you can, shift forward and lift up the back leg. If you can, try to make it more horizontal. That's harder. Try.
You should do a fitness competition. They get a lot of points for doing that.
Downward dog. She said I should do a fitness competition. No. Downward dog. Unless it pays a lot of money. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. So try downward dog. And you're going to do what you can. Even just getting the knee towards the arm. But please lift your right leg up. And you may notice that if you're tighter, it's a longer way to travel. So you may have to hop your back foot in a bit. Bend your right knee. Try to bring your right knee towards your right upper arm without losing the back leg. Back leg is the key. For some of you, that's it. For some of you, straighten your right leg. Use your upper palate moving forward. Then if you can, bend the elbows and shift forward. And some of you will lift up the back leg. Some of you are going to reposition. If you're needing to get to your arm, step the back foot in closer. So you step this foot closer, closer. There you go. Now get the knee to the arm. Now try to straighten that back leg. Straighten the back leg, straighten the back leg, straighten the back. Look forward, look forward, look forward. Now see if you can straighten your front leg. Straighten your front leg. That's it. Wow, there's all these rectangles of hope in your way. That's it. That's it. Good. All right. Second side. Something happened. Something happened. Downward dog. Lift your left leg up. Enjoy the journey, my friends. I told you at the beginning, class is grace and grit, because there's some amount of grit in this experience. Bend your left knee, take your left knee towards your left arm. Keep the back leg lifted. Keep the back leg connecting to your kidneys. Extend your upper palate forward. As you can, straighten your left leg, or straight-ish. It doesn't have to be absolutely straight. Sit. Now, if you can, travel forward. That's it. Keep extend, like your heart's on a string. Extend your body this way. Extend your body this way. Extend your body this way. Now bring your foot to her, hand to her back foot. Bring your hand to her back foot. Her heel, lift it up. Her heel. Yeah. There. All right, good. Nice. All right, downward dog. Inhale, look up to your hands, lift your heels, bend your knees, step or jump. Look forward, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Okay, this is a check-in for some of you. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Bring your forearms to your left shin. Scott, look here. Ankle to knee. There you go. Now, if this part is challenging, the next part, hands to the floor. If you cannot touch the floor with your fingertips or your hands, I want you to use blocks or rectangles of hope. These are what the rectangles of hope were created for, also known as arm lengtheners. Please bend your right knee deep. So your right knee is bending to 90. I'm going to use this for a second. wrap your left foot around the outside of your right arm. Scott, use your blocks. So I'm showing you with the blocks, so those of you who have them can see. Now you're going to shift the weight forward. If you have your hands on the floor, that's it. Lifting into the back body, shifting your heart forward. If you can, lift up your left foot. Some of you will take the back leg back towards Ekapada Galavasana. You're doing whichever stage of the pose your body is allowing today. Some of you are practicing working your foot against your arm, and that's good. Shifting your heart forward. That's it. Right on. Good. And switch legs. Left leg down. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Some of you, this is your pose. This is the pose because it's teaching your hips to open and it's teaching your body to lift away from the earth. That is a fine place to be and a challenging place to be and breathe. The next stage is get the hands towards the floor or towards the blocks and practice using your top foot to wrap around the outside of the arm. That's your rock climbers, what's it called? Cross your left foot, so your left foot's on the, right foot's on the outside of your left arm, shift forward. Lift up the left heel, so you shift your whole body weight forward. Travel hands forward. As you look forward, see if you can lift up the back leg. Some of you could jump back to Chaturanga. Nice. Very good. All right, come to seated, since half of you are there. Pull your knees in towards your chest here. So you're balancing on the 2 points of the sit bone and you're drawing everything in. Just close your eyes for a moment. I know it's a balancing, so it's not maybe where you normally would stay to rest. Let yourself rest here. So in poses where I am the most challenged, which are all kinds of poses, traffic poses, airport poses, holiday poses, I know that my practice is teaching me how to relax and soften and ease my way into the challenging navigation points. That's the grit. No one cares when you leave this classroom if you did that pose or not. It's already history. But people will love it if you can be calm in the face of a challenge. Navasana. That was a pep talk. Here. If you are more challenged in your lower back, you can keep your knees bent like this. Otherwise, come with me into this core strengthening pose. Extend from the upper palate to the tail, and then come on in. We're just going to do this, how many times? 13, great. And this is the one. See if you can do it. And I do practice really smiling. Mostly because all of a sudden that makes the pose not so hard. By the way, it's hard for me to talk and count at the same time, but I'll try. That's not 10. Now we'll have to start over from 1. I'm going to call that 7. This one would be 8. Megan says it's true. Now it's 10. 3 more. 2 and 1. Oh, don't you love it? Okay, good. Come to squat. Low squat, Malasana squat. You don't have to have your heels on the ground. So feet together, knees together. It's okay if your heels are lifted. Actually, lift your arms up. That was beautiful. See that string? Twist your upper body to the left. So for some of you now, I just want you to bring your right arm to the floor, even if you're on fingertips, and your left arm up. So twist your upper body. Use your lung and your liver, your right kidney, all of that to twist the upper body. Now place the left hand on the floor. Lift your hips. So both legs are balancing on your right arm. Lift your hips. Some of you can lift up both feet. Breathing. Staying present in the back body. If you have space and it's available, stretch both legs straight. If you have space and it's available, take your top leg back. And come back to Dvipada, both legs. Parshva, ha, ha. Here, here. Questions? You stop smiling. Come back to center. If you just balance for a moment like this, here or here, I think this does a lot. Simply to let our body-mind discover the plumb line. I've been thinking of this a lot this year, that most of us don't know where that lives. And actually, our proprioception starts to reorient our body-mind to what we've become. So we think head forward is actually the plumb line. Okay. Twist to the right. Take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh and reach your right arm up. So you're telling your body, this is a deep inner body twist. And it's going, okay. And then take your right hand to the floor. You have to lift your hips up in order to stack your legs above the elbow. Some of you could even use your feet on the block, on the rectangle of hope, to get higher. Shift your weight forward. And then lift the legs. If you can, straighten both legs. And if you can, take your left leg back, right leg forward. That's it. Left leg back, right leg forward. That's nice with the block. Heart forward, heart forward, heart forward, heart forward. Good. And come all the way back through the sequence if you still got the juice. Nice. Nice. If you fall, try to take someone out. No, don't. All right, right leg forward. Come onto your left knee. Just for a moment, and you can do it in any pose. I keep bringing it in because I want to get good at it. Just pause and ground. Ground through your feet. Find your breath. Gather the parts of yourself. Bend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand to your left foot. So now you're traveling more towards the base of the thigh, not so much on the kneecap. If you can, bring your left forearm to the floor. Deep thigh stretch. So it's stages. You may have the hand to the floor and your body says that's enough. Some of you may bring your left forearm to the floor. That's deeper. Extend your upper palate forward and your tail down. Soften your jaw. Soften your jaw. Last 2 breaths. Turn your inner body more to the right. Turn your inner body more to the right. Good. And release. And switch legs. Left foot forward. Come on to the right knee. Reach back with your left hand for your right foot. Pulling the heel toward your butt. And then as you can, if you can go deeper onto the forearm. So that deepens the thigh stretch and the psoas stretch. Use your exhales like a big wave moving out to clear. Do opposite hand to foot if you can.
I was just doing something.
If you can, by degrees, everyone lunge your pelvis more forward rather than more back. So try to get your pelvis more forward without losing the heel pulling towards your outer hip. Right on. Good. Inhale, release, push back, downward dog. Right foot forward, come onto your left knee. Push the top of your foot flat to the ground. Clasp your hands behind the upper palate. So even though this is very presentational forward, close your eyes for a moment, orient yourself back into the back of the head, the back of the heart, kidneys, and then let your upper palate move back. And there's still all this bandwidth of support behind you, the spine, the lungs, the kidneys. Stretch your arms back. Anjaneya asana. Breath by breath. Lunge deeper so your right knee can go past your ankle. And then the journey of the spine is the tail sloping up and cupping the back of your head. Inhale, come up. Hands to the floor, switch sides, but take downward dog first to stretch the spine. It's kind of nice when you do back bends to weave in counter poses through a down dog so that the back of the spine creates length again. Left foot forward. Take your hands to the back of your head. So as you let your left knee glide forward over your left foot, feel how the weight in your left foot can shift and get deeper as it transfers more to the front of the foot. Use the support of the spine, the lungs, the kidneys, all of that organ body in the middle, and then stretch your arms back. New pose, new beginning. So pose and repose. Your next breath, see if you can lift up through the upper palate and curl back. Soften your eyebrows, soften your forehead. Good. Inhale and come up. Last vinyasa, step back plank. Don't resist. It won't help. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. So I want you to end up on your back. You can figure out how to get there. You could jump through to seated and lie back. You can jump up in the air like a ninja, do 3 flips, feet forward, head back. Your mat migrates. It's like an ice skate. The migrating mat. Your mat migrated too. Bend your knees. Oh, you look so happy. If you close your eyes for a moment, and I language this a lot because it's a very simple moment, this moment of lying back, but you feel how sweet it feels. And I want you to know that you can have that moment standing. You can have that moment with the sweet ease of lying back in any pose, while walking forward, while driving forward, while traveling at 700 miles an hour in a plane forward, you can still rest back. And that changes everything. That's the big shift and awareness. Rest back. So place your feet hip width. See that your fingers can touch your heels. And let's just do bridge on the first go. Bend your elbows and pushing through the upper palate, so that place in the center of your head, and lift your hips up. So lifting your hips up is about initiating the potential that we can expand into the upper chest. So it's not the same as Jane Fonda glutes exercises. Everyone, please lift your heels. Walk your feet out just a little bit. More this way, towards me, yeah. Soften your inner thighs towards the floor. And if you can, one or two of you can manage this. Walk your hands underneath your pelvis. So that will mean that you have to let your pelvis rest into your hands. If you can't manage that due to body proportions, that's okay. Still keep the inner thighs moving towards the floor. Lengthen the tail. And then feel the tail go all the way up energetically to the base of your skull. And put your heels back down. Last two breaths, interlace your fingers behind you and then push the whole of your shoulders towards the floor as you lift your heart on the bed of the lungs towards the ceiling. And release your hands, release your hips. And just bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your lower belly. Breathe, register. So that's a formidable pose. Settubandha Sarvangasana, the bridge. If you would like to move on to Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward bow, please place your hands up by your shoulders. Your feet will not move in the transition, so you have to find the place where your feet can stay in touch with the floor. Inhale up to the top of your head. Scott, take your feet wider. When you get to the top of your head, please check in that your palms are touching strongly the floor. Sliding the shoulder blades on the back, inhale and push up. Repeat what we did in bridge. Lift your heels, move your thigh bones in, back, and apart. Hold on to my ankles. Lengthen your tail, then put your heels back down. Breathe. Arms straight, work your arms straight, work your arms straight. Breathe. Good. And slowly come down. Nice. One hand to your heart, one finger to your third eye. Close your eyes, receive. Those were good. You're laughing because you hear a but. It is the sweetest thing when you feel in your upward bow, and that's for those of you who are more relaxed here, when you can feel the neck and the head slide through the shoulder girdle towards the floor. It really can. So instead of looking up your body and creating tension in your neck and your head, you can allow the neck and the head to slide through the framework of the shoulder girdle, and it's sweet. Then it really is a bow suspended between the two frames of the girdles. Place your hands up by your shoulders. Don't think about it too much, just do what I say. Inhale up to the top of your head. I mean that with love. If you're doing bridge, stay in bridge. Let's see if you can turn your hands out just a scotch. Slide the collarbone, the arm bone, the scapula back, then inhale, push up. So soften your eyes here and then let that. Good. If your lower back is fine, meaning you set thighs back, tailbone, do this. Pull your neck and head into your framework, so it's retracting, and then lengthen the upper palate downwards towards the floor, broadening the shoulders. That's it. Good, Aurora. And then come on down. Did that make sense? Theoretically? You think it would be helpful to see it? Okay, please watch. Sit up so you can see what I'm talking about here. Sliding the shoulders back, and then here. So I see a lot of this. I'll show you from the side. What's happening? Okay. So I see a lot of this. Or something like it, where your head's kind of not, but I could do this. I just pull it in, and there's tension, but then I can slide. It's almost like my inner body is just kind of resting. It's resting on the framework of the spine. It's this. The upper palate leads. It's like, it's the head. It's the, place your hands. It's that fitness competition I'm gearing up for. Place your hands up by your shoulders. If you want to do bridge, you can do bridge. Again, same action. Inhale up to the top of your head. Some of you can take your hands wider. Slide the shoulder blades on your back, then inhale and push up. Scott, reset your feet so the feet are parallel, even if your heels are lifted. So pull your neck and head into the shoulders, and it won't be huge, but then see if you can lengthen, just letting it slide right through the shoulders. That's it. Come down to the top of your head again, and take your hands wider, like that. Now go. See how much easier that is? Push your arms straight, push your arms straight. Yeah. I know. One finger to your third eye, one hand to your lower belly, once you're down. If you can do that and stay up, super extra credit. Just stretch your arms over your head, stretch your legs out long, stretch your whole body from the core of the pelvis so you feel traction. You're creating your own traction. So I like to imagine that someone's pulling my legs out of my torso and someone's pulling my arms out of my legs. I don't have two people for each one of you, so you're going to have to make that happen yourself. And please bend your knees. Take your feet the width of your mat and bend your knees. Bend your knees, and then take your feet the width of your mat. Bend your arms like cactus. Fold both knees over to the right. This creates a beautiful wrap and spiral of the left side of your body. When you fold both knees, if you want, you can cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. And then you can also hold right hand can grab left wrist and extend through the whole left arm, rotating your inner body to the right. Mm-hmm. So you're letting your bones move to the right. Rotate your inner body to the left. Your bones are moving one direction and your organ body's moving the opposite direction. So that's creating an effective and efficient expansion of the inner body. Soften your forehead, your face, your teeth, your eyes. Inhale, untwist. Take your feet back to the width of your mat and fold both knees over to the right. Your left hand can grab your right wrist. Some of you can bring your left foot on top of your right knee as long as that doesn't create any pain in the knee. Actively lengthening everything from your pelvis downwards through your knees. And then rotating your organ body to the right. Soften the jaw. Inhale, untwist. Pull your right knee into your chest. Push your left thigh straight down on the ground. Use the reference of the floor to reorient yourself to the back. So letting the space between your ears open and broaden as you reference back. As you reference your left thigh bone towards the floor. Clasp your hands behind your right thigh. Stretch your right leg up. Try to keep your left leg straight. So it's a big stretch. Left leg's pushing towards the floor, right leg's towards the ceiling. I wasn't sure it made it this far, the memo. You okay? Ooh, big move. Even let the collarbones slide back. So you're just practicing letting even your bones conspire to move you into flow and ease. Bend your right knee and twist to the left. Cross your right leg over to the left. Open up your right arm to the right. Use your left hand to push your hip bone away. So you're creating length in your entire right side. Yeah. You can let her arm keep yours back. Turn your inner body to the right. Turn your organ body to the right, even your neck and head to the right, so you're completing the full spinal twist. Inhale, untwist. Right leg down, pull your left knee into your chest. Clasp your hands behind your left leg, stretch your left foot towards the ceiling. So it's the subtlest things. Like even here, notice how the leg will pull our arms forward. But I can reset if I just tell my bones, the handlebars of the collarbones, to move backwards. To put the awareness not of my eyes staring at my left foot, but rather let my eyes settle back in the head. Even as they remain open, they can still rest back. Bend your left knee and twist to the right. Go onto the whole outside edge of your right foot. Did I say it right? And then open up your left arm to the left. Your inner body, your organ body rotates to the left. Your eyes, your neck, and your head turn to the left. Inhale, untwist. Do whatever you need to do to let your body have Shavasana. As you stretch your legs out, roll your feet in and out a few times, so they just naturally roll out to the side. Just be aware of where props and water bottles and things are around you so that you're not going to kick it when you wake up. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. Let your jaw soften. Let your tongue become heavy and plump in the floor of your mouth. So it softens with it the hyoid bone and the breathing tube, the trachea and the esophagus. They rest back in your throat. And your heart rests back into the bed of the lungs. Let the bone behind your nose, the ethmoid bone, also soften and rest back, and you'll feel your cheeks soften, and the bones of your cheeks soften. And the inner ears soften and broaden, so that sounds either of my voice or outside of the room or around you flow in and out, just as the beat of your heart is always heard. And you can feel the numerous pulsations in your body, the blood and the fluids and the breath, organs moving and settling. And also that organ of your skin, blanketing, sequestering your effort. Allow your breath to breathe you. Notice where, if anywhere, you're still holding tension, and let it go. Deepen your breath. Invite movement into your fingers and your toes. And reach your arms up over your head, stretch through your legs. And bending your knees, roll to one side. Staying soft, easeful. And using your arms, bring yourself back to seated. Bring your hands to your hearts. May each of us learn to move through this life with grace, with ease, even in the face of the deepest, most challenging situations. Let's close with one Om, deep breath. Namaste.
Namaste.